Always, everything I have to share here is from my personal experience and practice. That means it's specific to me and my body and my mobility. So please, please, please always modify, practice any variation, make everything I have to say yours. Everything is like a yellow light in traffic. It's just a suggestion. You can either proceed with caution or pause and reassess. So you do you, nobody knows you better than you. So please get to know yourself a little better just by listening throughout the practice and knowing where your boundaries are and honoring them. Yeah, thanks for listening. That is a little public service announcement. So to get started, I'll invite you to stand. If you have a little extra energy, you can wiggle as long as you'd like, or you may join me seated on the mat in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you right now. And check in, just listen to your breath, maybe take 2 or 3 breaths without trying to change it. Just notice the texture, the temperature of your breath as it moves over your palate, the sound it makes. Notice any effort around it. Look for opportunities to bring ease to the process. The most natural thing we do is breathe. We do it constantly. Nice. So again, setting our stage for success might mean bringing a few props along to make things extra stylish or comfortable. So I have a few things here by my side that you might also. Full breath in, full breath out. If you have a blanket rolled up beneath your knees, it might feel nice to remove it. And take a moment to feel flat again. Walk both feet over to the left. Reach overhead, take opposite elbow and opposite hand. And move elbows and shoulders over to the left, leaving your hips exactly where they were. Take 3 breaths here. Count them in and out if you'd like. Not in any hurry. Last breath here. And walk your feet and elbows back towards center, shoulders too. Exhale here. Walk your heels over to the right. They may come past the edge of your mat. Wiggle your elbows and shoulders over to the right, again, leaving your hips exactly where they were. Creating a nice kind of boomerang or banana shape with your whole body. Press your heels into the mat, press your shoulders into the mat. You might notice a sensation of space in your left hip or your left armpit. Maybe fanning out your rib cage, even if just in your mind's eye as you inhale. Take 2 more breaths here at your pace. When you're ready, walk hands and feet back to center. Release your elbows if you have them. Bring arms to your sides if you'd like. And as you're ready, sit up and come to standing. Take your time. We've been on the floor so far. You might press both hands into the mat. Push yourself up into kind of a crouch. And then bring your hands in front, lifting your hips. Maybe bringing hands to the fronts of your legs, supporting you as you lift up. Make any adjustments, clearing space to stand. Maybe come to one end of your mat, doesn't matter which end, so that you face the rest of your mat, as though it's the road ahead. Preparing to do a couple of sun salutations or sun salutation II. We'll incorporate warrior one. So come along for as much or as little of this little journey as you'd like. Take just a moment to bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet. Maybe lift your toes and spread them wide. And place them back down on the mat, noticing the textures there. Take a soft bounce in your knees. Hands might drape at your sides or rest on your hips. Take another breath in, puff up your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Maybe press your nose towards the back of your skull, if that makes sense. Moving your head back in space, any amount, flattening the back of your neck, making it long, tucking your chin. Think tall thoughts in this strong mountain pose. Take another breath here. Palms might face forward if draped at your side. Exhale, reach for the ground. Still tall. Inhale might lift your hands overhead. Look up. Palms might connect as you hinge at your hips and fold towards the floor. Your hands don't have to reach there. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like. Inhale, work for a flat back, bringing hands maybe to your lap. Again, pressing your nose and chin back in space to create a long back of your neck. You might draw your belly button into your spine, trying to create a sense of flatness behind you as well. Almost making a number 7 with your body. On an exhale, fold again. You might bend your knees and rest your chest on your lap. Maybe shake your head yes. Maybe shake your head no. Power in both. Plant your hands, walk them forward, maybe create a plank or bring your knees to the mat. If you'd like a little extra cushion, you can double your mat up and create a little kind of bump in the rubber that sort of gives you a little extra cushion under your knee. Or it might be nice to bring a blanket or towel to create a little bit of padding. Always take the time to practice self-care. No reason not to. Lots of reasons to, though. All right, you might be in a plank, you might be in a nice tabletop. From here, again, I have choices. From tabletop, you can lift your right hand and left leg for bird dog. If you're in plank, you can come to rest on your belly. We'll meet you there soon. From bird dog, place your right hand and left knee on the mat again, and lift your left hand and right leg, creating a long line. You inhale, and exhale, return everything to the mat. This can be a nice option for a little movement as part of your flow. Or if you went through plank and are now on your belly, as promised, we'll meet you there. Come to your belly if you're not there already. From here, place both hands underneath your shoulders or even a little bit wider. You might scoot your handprints back a little bit from there. Look at the mat as you lift your belly. Toes can be untucked. You can just create a little bend in the back with a soft cobra, or you can do a full lift. Your range of motion. Nice. Lift your hips, bring them towards your heels for child's pose. Or meet me in tabletop. And lift your knees, find plank, and lift your hips for downward facing dog. Lots of options. Hopefully this will become smoother when we move through again. From here, again, you might choose to stay in tabletop. Lift your leg from here. Or downward facing dog is another kind of quadruped position. And from here, lift your right leg. Watch out for anything around you that might come into your awareness and your space as you maybe bump it. As you exhale, step forward, bring your right foot between your hands. Maybe step your left foot in a bit, creating a little wider foundation. Send your left toes out towards the side as though to point toward 10 o'clock. Once your feet feel firm and maybe the railroad tracks you're standing on are wide for good support, your hands might leave the mat and reach for the sky in Warrior One. You also might choose to bring hands to hips and find a little feedback there to adjust them to neutral, facing straight forward. Nice. Release hands to the mat and send your foot to the sky from downward dog or tabletop once again. Nice. Return your right foot to the floor. Lower your knees if they're not already. You can take bird dog here or lower through plank onto your belly. Inhale, curl up, lift your chest away from the mat. Maybe use strong arms to also lift knees away from the mat, pressing into the tops of your feet for upward facing dog. Exhale as you lower. And bring hips toward heels. You can stay in tabletop or send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Wherever you are, inhale to lift your left foot. Be mindful of your surroundings. There's no right or wrong height. Exhale, step forward. Plant your foot between your hands or near it. Maybe heel toe it out to the side a bit, creating a wider stance for your railroad tracks, imaginary ones between or beneath rather your feet. Maybe step your right foot in and send your toes out towards, say, 2 o'clock this time. With a firm foundation set for your feet, peel your hands from the mat, reach toward the sky, or bring hands to hips if you'd like. Or, get your hair out of your face, whatever you got going on. Take a breath here in your strong Warrior One. And exhale, fold, bring your hands to the mat. You might adjust your feet as you prepare to lift your left foot and send it skyward again. You can lower to tabletop and move through bird dog, lifting right arm and left leg. Or join me for a vinyasa. You can continue bird dog otherwise. Lower to your belly, plant wide handprints beneath or wider than both shoulders. And lift up for baby cobra, or continue lifting, pressing feet into the mat to lift your knees for upward facing dog. Peel down, lower to your belly, tuck your toes. Press into hands and knees to send hips toward heels. Pause in tabletop if you're not already there. Or lift your knees through plank and send hips towards the sky for downward facing dog. Walk your hands and feet to meet. Maybe bend your knees and pause in a fold. And exhale as you begin to curl and rise. And softly shift to an inhale as you begin to come upright. And pause in your strong mountain pose. Nice work. That was one sun salutation B, including Warrior One on both sides. Let's do it again. Inhale, hands lift, look up. Maybe palms touch as you exhale, fold at your hips. Inhale, half lift, find a flat back or something like it. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and walk them away, bringing hips high. You can step your feet wider, maybe bringing knees to the mat for tabletop. From here, find your bird dog. Both sides, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. Continue bird dog, or move your handprints forward, lift your knees for plank. And keep elbows in close as you lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest, press into your handprints. Exhale, peel down. Inhale, lift to tabletop. Stay here, or send your hips to the sky, lifting knees from the mat. Extend your heels towards the mat. Maybe inhale, lift your heels towards the sky. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, right foot lifts. Long leg behind you. Exhale, step forward. Set up your feet, maybe bring your right foot out to the side. Your left toes can point towards 10 o'clock. And lift your hands towards the sky. Breath in, warrior one. Breath out. Strong breath in. And exhale, carries hands to the floor. Plant them there, step your left foot back as you lift your right. For three-legged dog, you might lower your right foot and we'll all meet in tabletop. From here, find your bird dog. Lift right arm and left leg long. Place both back on the mat. Inhale again, left hand, right leg, lift long this time. Exhale, return to the mat. Continue your bird dog or find your plank pose and lower to your belly, elbows close. Take a breath here. Let it go. Inhale, lift your chest away from the mat, still looking at that short edge of mat in front of you. Baby cobra, maybe press into your hands and feet and lift your knees for upward facing dog. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Inhale, move through bird dog. Lift your hips for downward facing dog and lift your left leg. Step your left foot forward. Set up your feet, find your foundation. Right toes point towards 2 o'clock or so. Left toes point forward. Feel your hands up off the mat and reach skyward. Look skyward as you take a breath in. In your strong warrior one pose, take a full breath out. And inhale again. Exhale, fold and find the mat with your hands. Lift your left foot behind you. Woo. Adjusting as needed. Bring your left foot to the mat and we'll meet in done. Oh, what am I trying to say? We'll meet in tabletop once again. Nice work. From here, I'll invite you to take a seat. You can keep that blanket underneath you if you like that extra cushion, or you can move it out of your way for that extra sense of kind of flat grounding. From here, create space between both feet. Let your legs be long on the mat in front of you, outstretched to left and right. You might be able to place 2 or 3 handprints between your knees. Again, it might feel nice to move any flesh out of your way, kind of Scoot the biscuits out of the way, as I've heard it said, connecting your hip bones with the floor underneath you. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold forward. Let your hands support your weight and center. Maybe flex your toes towards your face, letting the backs of your legs be long. Finding ease, maybe even resting on your elbows here. Inhale, walk your hands towards you to sit up. And now frame your right leg with both hands. So bring your right hand to the outside of your right leg and your left hand to the inside of your right leg. And once again, begin to fold forward, just bringing your spine as though to lay right on top of that right thigh. And just walk your hands towards your foot, still supporting the weight of your shoulders. Inhale, flex your toes towards your face. It's okay if your knee is bent. It doesn't have to be flat on the floor. Exhale, find softness. Nice. Keep your right hand rooted exactly where it is and open your left hand up towards the sky. Gripping the mat with your right hand to help open your left shoulder towards your left hip, if that makes sense. Nice. Exhale, bring your left hand to the mat and walk both hands towards you. Same thing, other side. Frame your left leg, right handprint on the inside, left handprint on the outside of that thigh. Think tall thoughts as you lean with your heart forward towards your knee, walking handprints towards your left foot. Flex those left toes towards your face. Again, it's okay if your knee is bent. It may not be flat. No need to force anything here. Let your hands support your weight, not asking the hamstring to do it all. Exhale, find any softness. Once again, leave your left hand on the outside of your leg glued down as your right hand peels up and reaches up and back. Palm might shine forward, your armpit might feel extra open here, or you might even like to bend at the elbow and cradle your skull. Using that grounded hand to help you open and twist towards the sky. And exhale, bring both hands to the mat and walk them towards you again. Nice.